What would you do if you got a call from the U.S. government offering you thousands of dollars? All you have to do is pay a fee up front. Does it sound like a good deal or a clever scam?
Some Central Texans got that phone call and then called our tip line. KXAN's David Scott investigates.
Karen Lou Smithy got taken for a ride. Clipped good by a clever proposal over the phone.
They called on my cell phone, said that, I'd been randomly picked and that I could receive a $7,000 government grant. Sounded good to me.
There was a catch. There usually is.
She wanted me to take $320 to the Western Union, but not to tell them that what I'm doing.
So Karen followed instructions and sent her money to Nepal, of all places, then waited for her payoff.
They're supposed to deposit the $7,000 in your account within 15 minutes. Well, I came back to the house and 15 minutes was up and there was no money.
When Karen called her government grant providers back, they told her she needed to shell out more money.
And he said, Texas taxes grant, so that I needed to send another $710. Well, on the way to the Western Union, I decided that wasn't a good idea. I don't even know what hit me. I just knew that something wasn't right.
But Karen's efforts to track down her scammers were fruitless.
Well, then they would block the numbers that I had called them on.
Some words to the wise from the Better Business Bureau.
If you've never applied for any type of government grant and you're receiving a call saying that you've won one or you're eligible for one, that's a huge red flag. That's probably a scam that you want to avoid.
Ricky Wise got a similar phone proposal.
Hello? And the guy says, well, we're from the U.S. government and we would like to, you qualify for a government grant because you've had no felony convictions.
And he was given a similar catch.
We will release the money, but first we have to get like I think he said $325 from you.
But Ricky smelled a rat.
He never really said what agency or department. He just says we're with the U.S. government. I could hear all this background noise in the background, and I'm, as far as phones and voices, and that really got my suspicion up.
Ricky got repeated calls over ensuing weeks, but would not bite on their offer.
You never pay for a government grant, and I knew that.
Finally, he had had enough.
I says, listen, I know you're scam. I know you're trying to rip people off. Do not call me again because I'm going to report you.
Ultimately, there's no one to shield you from these scams. You must rely on your own good judgment and instincts. Do not send money to strangers. Ricky Wise was fortunate. Karen Lou Smithy, not so much.
It is an embarrassment, but I'm just out to see if I can keep one other person from sending money. I'm happy.
David Scott for KXAN Investigates.
KXAN News also spoke with the FBI about this, since the scammers represent themselves as U.S. government. Federal investigators say, unfortunately, it's a buyer beware situation here. The FBI does not investigate these sort of scams because the crooks are usually outside the country and it's hard to get help from local law enforcement abroad, they say. If you have